Hi, it's Dina. Just gonna guide you through a short little practice today. Gonna be working a little bit on our legs and our butt and of course on our core. Always a whole body workout. Always Pilates inspired, if not fully Pilates, full Pilates content. So anyway, stay with me on this. Listen to your body first, knee second, as always. If you're not sure of something, stop and take a break. As always, suggested breathing is in through the nose and out through the mouth. Taking deep breaths in through the nose and nice strong exhalations out through the mouth. Deep breaths as best as you can. If you find yourself holding your breath, just go immediately for an exhale and then start your flow of inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. All right, so we're going to start seated this morning or this afternoon, almost evening. Okay. Sitting nice and tall, we're going to have the feet about hip width apart or maybe a little wider if you need to. Try to keep the knees parallel to each other when we start. So feet and knees in line with the hips. And here's Rocky. He's going to join us. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. Okay, so taking this deep breaths as you inhale, you're going to pull on your legs with your hands. Rocky. Rocky, can you get out of the camera's way? Come on, come over here. Come over here. Mommy has a mat for you. Okay, baby, lay down with me, okay? Alrighty, so we're gonna pull up, really using our arms to help us stretch our back, feeling that you have even weight on both of your sitting bones. And then here, actually, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna take the knees and the legs together if you can. If you're uncomfortable with your legs together, then you'll keep them hip width apart or wider. Otherwise, try to squeeze them together, get a little inner thigh energy here. Find the breath as you inhale, pull on your legs with your hands, really feeling your arms helping you lift your rib cage and stretch your back muscles, and your spine is lifting, your shoulders are drawing down your back body. Finding breath, we're just going to roll back on an exhale. Just kind of hang back on your legs, tucking your chin and tucking your tail. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And then find that breath that works for you and pull your body back up, using a lot of arms here. Do a few more of these here. Rolling back and pulling up. And just about two more. We'll do about 4 of these. Roll through your spine. Deep breaths. And we'll do one more like that. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, that felt good for me. Hopefully it felt good for you. So here we're going to really engage through the middle body. We're going to sit again like we started. I'm going to move a little bit more to the foot end of my mat because we are going to lie down in a moment. Just a nice little stretch before we continue. So here I'm going to lift nice and tall using the arms to help me stretch my spine. Get into my neutral position. I'm going to reach my arms out in front of me and try to stay up here. Join me now and try to lean back in neutral spine, stopping before you drop or collapse or pop your ribs. And then slowly lift back up. And let's just do a little bit. Open from the hip joint, hinging open and coming back up. That's it. It's a very small move, but very deep. Keep that neutral spine. The shoulder blades are just draping down on your back ribs here. They're just staying where they are. Now on this next one, you're coming back, hinging open at the hip joint. And we're going to tip the pelvis back ever so slightly. Give me a little rear tilt and roll down just to that flat part of the back of your pelvis, right above your butt crack there. If you have to hold on, hold on. For more challenge, bring your feet a little closer to your body and feel your lower belly muscles talking. Now we're going to stay in this little bit of a curve in that lumbar. We're going to roll up until your shoulders are right over your hips. Then stack your spine up tall. Grab a hold for a little assist here as needed or if you desire. Here we go again. Hinge back in neutral. Roll back through that rear tilt, trying to get down a little bit lower this time. Maybe just to the right before the lowest back wants to connect. Feel those little tremors happening. Stay round until your shoulders are over your hips, right about here, and then stack up tall. And once again, this time we're going to go down a little lower. Really pull your belly in. Squeeze your legs together, and we're in a rear tilt here. And we're squeezing the legs, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs. Try to roll down just to that lowest rib. Don't drop all the way down here. Stop at that lowest rib here. And then lift just off the lowest ribs. Pull the lowest ribs into the mat. Lift just off the lowest ribs. Try to pull in and up from your belly, from your core, from your center, not from your legs. Stay in this deep curve. You're staying in that rear tilt. We're feeling that burn into the abdominals. Nice deep breaths. We're going to take one more here. One more coming up just off the lowest ribs. Then roll down. And with as much control as possible, all the way down, reaching those arms overhead, arching the back off the mat as you stretch your legs out. Take a nice long body stretch. Nice warm up there. Here we're going to be staying on our backs for a bit. We're going to spring the knees to a bent position once again. But this time we're lying on our back and our feet are going to be flat on the floor like we tried before when we were sitting. I didn't really cue the feet when we were sitting, but that's okay. We'll get into more detailed cueing in the coming weeks and months with different classes and different levels of classes. So you can have your legs together here. Actually, you know what, change my mind. I'm going to go into some bridging, so keep your feet about hip width apart. And as always, I like to say that when we do eventually come up into the shoulder bridge, I want to make sure that our ankles or our heels are kind of just underneath the knees. They're not tucked up back here, and they're not all the way out in the front, okay? And as always, you can adjust that when you come up. So find the breath, and here we're just going to roll the pelvis back into that rear tilt and then into that neutral. So remember, neutral is when we're not tucking the hips back or rolling them forward. We have the best center as possible. All three front bones of the pelvis, the pubic bone and the two front hip bones, should be on the same plane when you're in that neutral. Find the best neutral you can, and from neutral, scooping that belly, pulling into the waist to tip the pelvis just a little bit back into the rear tilt. Sitting bones are looking up toward the back of the calves when you're in that rear tilt, and then when you go back to neutral, the sitting bones shine to the back of your heels. Let's use the waist and the core muscles to do this rear tilt and neutral. So you're not gripping your butt and pushing, you're pulling from your waist. And return to neutral. Scoop the belly, pull through the waist, and back to neutral. This time we're going to go all the way up into a bridge. So we're going to pull the waist in, tipping the pelvis back, pressing into the feet. We're going to lift just the hips off that mat. Can you see that? Keep pressing into the feet. I'm going to move my arms so you can see me articulate. And as I press into the feet, I lift the lower back. We're going to lift the ribs, the entire torso, until we come into a neutral shoulder bridge. So we're not going to go up into an extension beyond neutral. You're going to squeeze your glutes, tucking the tail, making sure all your body weight goes out past your knee, shins, and toes. Don't be up here in your neck and shoulders, okay? So stretch the thigh energy out past the knee, shins, and toes. Find your breath, and slowly bending at the waist. Keep your shoulders and collarbones open wide, the front of your shoulders, and rolling back down one segment of the spine at a time, trying to use the waist. Inhale here, exhale, pull back into the waist, pressing into the feet, lifting up, stretching out at the top, and again, rolling down. You're going to do about 3 more of them. I'm just going to get up and close this door because I can hear my husband on the phone, and I'm not sure if my microphone is so sensitive that it's picking it up. Okay. Be right back with you. Hopefully you're still rolling and peeling off into that shoulder bridge, and it's feeling really, really good for you, as it was for me. I'll join you here. Maybe this will be your last one. Inhale here, and we'll roll it up. If you're still going at your own pace, be there. That's fine. Neutral at the top, and we're going to roll it back down. Now here we're going to try to lift and lower in a neutral shoulder bridge. We're going to keep the neutral, lifting the ribs and hips at the same time. So what we just did, bending the spine and peeling off the mat, that was a spinal articulation or a bridge articulation, where we were moving one segment of the spine at a time through flexion and extension. Here we're going to keep it in neutral. Ribs and hips are going to lift at the same time. So it's as if you have a stick in your spine and you can't bend it this time. So we're going to press into the feet and lift, and then tap just the butt. Okay, the feet and the legs are the things that are lifting you up. Press. Keep this neutral. This is all lifting up. Just the butt is tapping, just the rear hips. We're not letting the lower back imprint here. We're not even coming to rest, okay? So we're really using the legs to work the hips as kind of levers here, to just lift and lower that body, okay? Going to find 4 more here. I'm not sure how many, and you know I'm not the best counter. Imaginary item between your knees, please. Let's stop at the top on this one. Deep breaths. Check your spine. Check that you're in the best neutral that you can be in. Check that your body weight's not all the way up in your throat. Shoulder base is nice and wide. And here we're going to reach the arms up and overhead without moving the body, and back down. Keep those legs pressing. The feet are nice and solid. Imaginary item between the knees here. Nice deep breathing. Good. Keep pressing. Don't drop. Now here, as the arms reach overhead or to the ceiling, or if you need them back on the floor, you'll keep them there wherever you feel safe. You're going to bend at the waist and roll down just to the lowest rib, right before the lower back wants to imprint, and then lift back up to that neutral. Bending at the waist. So arms could be overhead, They can be up to the ceiling or they can be down alongside the body. My hair is pulling underneath my shoulders, so I pull that out, up, rolling it down right before that lower back wants to get involved and get comfortable. You're really feeling that burn in your glutes right now. I'm going to bring my arms up to the ceiling and do 3 here. Pull the shoulder blades back. Don't be too far up or rounded. 3. I don't know if I said 3 or 4, but I'm going to do 1 more here. And I'm going to bring the arms down, and I'm going to roll down to that lowest rib and up, rolling down and up. We'll do 2 more for 4. Check in with those shoulders. I just felt mine rounding. Rocky, you want to go back downstairs and up. This is how it is. This is reality. Rolling down slowly. Go ahead and take a nice long body stretch here, even bringing your legs up and kicking them out a little bit to get a hamstring stretch. And just shake out here. He likes to go through the whole house, this pup. Okay, beautiful. So let's go into a little bit of flexion here while we're down here on the mat. A little bit of spinal flexion now from the bottom up. Well, I mean from the bottom, meaning from the floor up. Okay, so we're gonna be in neutral spine. Once you find your neutral, once again, we think about that pelvis not being in a rear tilt, not being in a forward tilt. And if you can, you're going to stretch both legs out, trying not to allow the weight of the legs to pop your back or pull your pelvis forward. So find that place where you can be in the best neutral you can be with straight legs. Bend the knees a tiny bit for a micro bend. Just make sure you're not hyperextended into the back of your knees, okay? Your feet can be flexed or pointed. I'm gonna have them together in a neutral thigh bone position. And like I said before, really pressing the feet together if you can, whether it's just the heels touching or your toes, the tops of your feet, depending on the shapes of your feet. But try to keep your thigh bones where they're neutral in the joint and the knees are looking up toward the sky. And we have this little bypass of the knee joint, that we're just bypassing the knee joint. So the kneecap is, there's a little micro bend in the knee, okay? So from here, we're gonna bring the hands behind the head, being sure not to pull on the head, just finding the ball of your skull, that base, that back of your head, so that your thumbs can kind of just sit in that little divot, the base of your skull. And when we nod the nose and chin forward slightly, we feel that divot flatten out just behind or under our thumbs back there. If you're not sure of this, there will be another video detailing it, but there are some cues in prior videos about this positioning of the head, but I'll do something detailed in the future. So anyway, just make sure you're not pulling on your head. We're going to keep that chin and nose nodded forward slightly, pressing the skull into the hands. And we're going to feel the core connection as you lift up, please, and try to think of lifting your chest up, not your face, but your chest. And try to get those shoulder blades off the mat, scooping your belly in. And here we're going to lift the right foot about face height and then tap it down. If you feel that you're not going to strain into your neck and you don't need your hands to help you hold the weight of your head, you're going to keep going like this. You could bring the arms down alongside you. I'm going to say that this is going to be 5. I might be off. Don't be surprised. 7 and 8. Bringing that down. Coming down for a break if you need to, or staying up, playing around with the position of your arms if you'd like to. You can bring the arms down as the leg goes up. So we're on the left leg now. I just switched legs. If you didn't switch, you can pause the video and catch up, or just go at your own pace as always. How many is that? Let's say 5. 6, 7, arms can be down or up or hands behind your head or moving like mine are. Hold here if you can, and then lift up toward the sky. 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 5, 6, just a small little lift. 7, just a small little lift. 8, here flex or point the feet and try to roll up to sit. Pulling your waist back, staying in this nice C curve, stretching those legs out. Staying in this curve as you pull your waist back, and make sure your head doesn't drop lower than your arms. Flex or point the feet. Lift the spine into this curve. Reach, reach, reach. Sit tall here at the top and go ahead and take a nice feel-good stretch over your legs. Okay, shake it all out. So here we're going to come up onto hands and knees. When you're ready. Now, if you can't be on your hands and knees, Sorry, I'm drinking water and I have a mic on my lapel. I hope it's not making a lot of noise. I still have to get used to this whole mic setup. I'm gonna press this back a little bit so that, actually, before the hands and knees sequence, we're gonna take it up into our thigh stretch. Okay, I'm gonna move this. So we're gonna come up onto the knees. We usually call this like dojo style or Catholic style. Okay, sorry, my face in the camera there. Okay, so you're gonna come onto hands and knees. Now, I will let you choose. You can choose to have your legs together or hip width apart. I like to have my feet extended in the front of my ankles. Some people like to have their toes like this, especially if your feet cramp, you might want to press your toes like that. But otherwise, try to have them stretched out. So here, we're gonna make sure that we're not in this forward tilt, and we're not in this really hunchy position. So I'm gonna take my pelvis into its neutral position, squeezing the glutes and wrapping my thigh bones. The arms can go out in front of you. Here you can use props, but right now we're not having any props today. So we're gonna reach and we're gonna lean back from the knee joint in one piece. Okay, so you're not gonna arch, you're not gonna flex at the hips or sit down on this version right now. It's just the body moving as one piece, nice and neutral, and going back and coming forward. Feel free to tuck your chin and your nose slightly to look down toward your belly, but then bring your head back up to neutral when you come up to center. If you're nodding your chin to look toward your belly, you want to see that as you exhale, you're drawing that belly nice and tight. Okay? Don't go back too far that you feel pinching in your knees. Keep a nice long spine. I'm going to keep my head in line, my neck in line with the rest of my spine. Feel the fire down the front of your thighs. Now here, once you're back here, back of center, see if you can flex at the hip. Keep your shoulders squared over your hips and your skull over your sacrum. Sit, then lift straight up and back to the start position. Back into your thigh stretch, down for a seat, up, and then forward. Let's just do 2 more of those. Back, straight down, straight up, and forward. 1 more. Back, straight down, straight up, and forward. Beautiful. Alrighty, take it down to your belly here. Now here, we're going to take the hands, one hand on top of the other, and rest your forehead down on your hands. I'm going to have my head up a lot to check the camera to make sure that I'm in the view so that you can see the demonstration to refer to during your class here, during your session. So what we're going to do, actually changing it up, let's get a stretch for those quads while we're here. So let's take that left hand out in front, bring your chest wall up, pull your pelvis into neutral. So engage your abdominals, tuck under to that neutral, feel your glutes engaging, just don't grip and push, but squeeze them, pulling the pelvis into that nice neutral position or maybe a tiny bit of a rear tilt. Lengthen the front of your body. Bend the right knee, reach the right hand back for the right foot. If you can reach the foot, grab it. If not, just reach toward it. Grab a hold of your pant leg or your socks if you have. Squeeze the leg close to the other leg and lift the knee and part of the thigh. As you take this foot, if you can reach, you're going to press the foot into the hand to help you lift your chest wall just a little bit more, lifting the ribs for a very small extension through the spine. Try not to roll to the left side. Feel the leg in line, feel the stretch, and then slowly lower down. Let's take it to the other side. We'll take the right hand out in front. Reach the left hand back. Reach for it. Now again, if you can't reach the foot, just stretch like you are. Just pretend. You can always use a ring or a strap, but right now we're just going for a brief feel good stretch into the quads, the front of the thigh, and the psoas to the hips, and to the extension of the spine here. And release. Wonderful. Okie dokie, artichokes. We're going to come up onto hands and knees now. So once again, we're going to try to find that neutral spine here. So try to make sure, again, that you're not in this hyperextension. Just go through your flexion and extension. Try to get the hands about shoulder width apart or wider, and maybe a little bit in front of your shoulders. Try to find a place where you can be in a nice, stable, centered, neutral spine. A cup of water or whatever your beverage of choice is on your sacrum, not dropping to the right or the left or toward your waist or down toward your feet. So try to find that best stabilization place. And we're going to take the right leg back. And you're going to try to feel where it is in space, trying to line it up with your hip and trying to feel that the heel is in line with your butt bone and your shoulder. Do the best you can to stay centered. Take all that energy into that center and reach the left arm out to the side. Here we're going to tap those limbs. Tap, squeeze the butt, and lift. Keep lifting off that standing arm, which is the right arm here currently. And check, check, and recheck your posture. It's a very small, controlled movement. I'm going to say this is 5. I don't really know. I promise I'll really brush up on my 7, 8. I don't know. Let's hold here. Hold. Pulse. I'll brush up on my counting again, I promise. 4, 5. Little pulses. 6. Hold the arm. 7, 9. Hold it. Now here, bring the hand down. We're going to bring this knee just until it taps the floor and squeeze it back, pressing through the heel. Don't shift your body weight forward. Try to stay squared. I just noticed I was tipping to my left. So I just fixed it as best as I could. Draw the abdominals in. Move nothing but this leg. What do we got? 6? Oh, yeah. How far off can I be? And 8. Hold it out there. Squeeze the glutes. Press the toe pads into the floor. Stretch your body weight back and come into a nice high plank. Lift the right leg and hold. Press back. 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee in. Bring it down. Bring the left knee down. Take a nice wide kneed child's pose stretch or any stretch that feels good for you. Nice deep breaths. We're going to take it to the other side. I'm going to turn so you can see the leg. I hear Rocky barking. Oh well. Okay, ready? Here we go. Find the center, find the best neutral. Stretch the left leg out. Try to feel where it is in space. It tends to go outside the frame or across the frame. Try to square off and balance your beverage. And bounce the opposite arm. Stay as centered as possible and tap and lift. 1, 2, try not to move your body. 3, 4, no sinking. 5, I should get a fan on in here. It's getting a little warm. 7 and 8. Good. Now hold it up and tap. Just pulse just the leg. 9, 8, 7, 6. Check in with the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the arm down. Fix anything that needs to be fixed and bring the knee down just until it touches the floor. Send it back through the heel, squeezing the glutes. 2, 3, squeeze. 4, squeeze. 5, 6, squeeze. 7. Margot didn't come up today. Maybe tomorrow she'll come up for the stretch class. We'll see. Coming into that plank when and if you feel ready. And if you can, you lift the left foot and hold. Fix yourself. I just tried to fix. I felt that I was tipping a little bit. When you feel you've had enough, bring that left knee down, right knee down, and go ahead and stretch out. Wonderful. Come to sit. Bring your legs around in front of you, kind of like we started. And I did say that I neglected to cue some foot energy in the beginning. Excuse me. So try to feel the soles of your feet, inside and outside edge, and all of your toe pads on the floor. And of course, as I always say, everybody's toe shape and foot shape are different. So you're not going to always be able to get your feet to touch the way you want. But that's okay. Just do the best that you can. Okay, so here we're going to roll down once again to our backs. I'm going to bring my legs together and I'm going to bring them a little closer to my core to challenge me. Feel free to go down however you need to go down, supporting yourself with your hands as needed. And once you get there, take that nice long body stretch once again. Okie dokie. Here we go, back into center, readying for a bridge sequence. We're going to get into a bridge where we're going to stay up there and just do a little bit of work. So find your foot placement for your bridge. Find your neutral to start, just so you can really feel your center. Stay in the best center as you can. And when you're ready, you're going to find your way up into a neutral shoulder bridge. So you could peel off or just lift up into neutral, whatever you want. But once you're up there, stay there. Pull the side ribs back internally, tuck the tail under to neutral, use the feet to be the things that are lifting you up. Keep your head, neck, and shoulders nice and open. Here, we're going to lift the right foot, bringing that leg to a tabletop position, and then extending it up to the ceiling. I'm going to keep my ankle nice and long, pointing the toes, and I'm going to reach this leg to the ceiling, but we're going to press from this foot. So the left leg is actually doing the movement to stretch up to the ceiling. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold it up there. Flex that right ankle. Tap down only to the point where you don't pop your ribs. 2, 3. We'll go for 5 since we just did 10 pumps. We'll do half of these. 1 more. Now point and slowly articulate your spine down, trying to keep that leg straight up. Don't let the foot go over your face. Feel the articulation of the spine. Once your pelvis comes to neutral, bring the foot down. Shake out if you need to. And we're going to go up again, do the other side. Inhale, exhale. Find the breath and come up when you're ready. Fix what needs to be fixed here. Find your best center. Lift the leg through the tabletop, up to the sky, pulsing from the right standing leg. 10, 9, 8. Reach that left leg straight up to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Flex the ankle. Lower. Just the leg. 2. Keep that foot flexed. 3. Are you feeling it? 4. And 5. Extend through the ankle and the toes once again. And roll down your spine slowly. Back down into the mat. Feeling 1 segment of the spine at a time. Rear hips return to neutral. Bend the knee. And stretch it out. Breathe. Once you've stretched out, bend the knees, find your neutral, and then bring the knees into the chest. Grab a hold, toward the chest. Grab a hold of your legs only as best as you can, trying not to tuck up into a ball. Try to keep your pelvis there, so don't be like all the way in here, okay? So lengthen that waist, find the best center. Deep breaths. Here we're gonna nod the nose and chin forward slightly, then lift up into a curl. I'm gonna stretch the legs away from me and try to roll up to balance here. Coming into a partial teaser or teaser prep. Go ahead and grab a hold behind the legs if you want to, and stretch those legs up. Breathe. Cross the ankles and come to sit. Wonderful. So anyway, that's a nice quick little workout. Hopefully you felt your glutes, your quads, and some core connection here, even your shoulders and arms. Feel free to do some nice feel-good stretches to finish this up. Otherwise, I'm going to come up to stand. So if you'd like to join me, please come onto your hands and knees. And we're going to roll up onto the balls of the feet and the fingertips. Lifting the seat here, lifting the hips, keeping the knees bent. So we'll step the feet out wide. You can heel toe or toe heel. Get them as wide as your mat maybe. Bending those knees, dropping down and forward if you can be in a forward bend. If you can't be in a forward bend, just so I'm getting those shakes in my legs, just do your best that you can here. And when you feel ready, you're going to climb, sweep, or roll up to stand. And you're going to take it out. And twist it. And shake it out. Yes, yes, yes. So hopefully you feel good. You were able to join me, and I wasn't really, really bad with the counting. When I watch it back, we'll see. I'm posting it anyway. Everything I post is going to be real with bloopers included, Rocky and whatever else. Unless they're really, really bad, embarrassing bloopers, then I'll be cutting them out. Anyway, thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, any requests, please hit me up. And that's it for now. Stay long and strong. Be balanced. Peace out. Ciao for now, beautiful people.